Okay, well, welcome everyone to the latest of our short online presentations introducing and explaining the water quality monitoring component of Project CaNE. And the particular topic or question that we'll be tackling today is one that's come out of some discussion with some stakeholders, and it's really about the question of, do the Project CaNE monitoring sites only monitor the water quality in runoff from sugarcane farms? And I've just got a bit of a brief snippet of some drone footage at one of our Project CaNE water quality monitoring sites. And with sugarcane obviously such an important land use in the lower Herbert, and also obviously attracting a lot of attention from environmental, particularly water quality perspectives in the Great Barrier Reef catchment area, it's obviously going to receive quite a bit of monitoring attention. But to really understand water quality from sugarcane, we also have to understand other parts of a bigger water quality picture. So what's the background water quality in creeks and rivers before they get into sugarcane, which is actually really important for this site. You can see on the slide here because it's got a substantial urban area upstream of it. And basically, how do all of these other land use types, in addition to sugarcane, contribute to catchment water quality as a whole? We've also had some interesting questions from some farmers in local catchments upstream of some of our monitoring sites about the water quality implications of some local scale issues in some of our monitored catchments. So, really quite relevant questions like, what's the nutrient contribution from small wetlands in the upper catchment that have lots of water birds sort of living and feeding in them? And we will also try and we'll collect some data to answer some of those quite interesting questions on a case-by-case basis. But as I've said, a lot of our water quality monitoring will focus on sugarcane, given it's such an important commodity over such a large area in the lower Herbert. But water quality from sugarcane will also vary quite widely across a district and as large and diverse as the lower Herbert. And that'll be in relation to things like climate and rainfall differences, soil types, as well as management practice differences. But it'll also vary simply from year to year, just in relation to the timing of important events like, the first significant rainfall events, and also farming operations like, harvesting and the timing of fertiliser application. And hopefully by monitoring across a number of different parts of the catchment here, we'll be able to tease apart some of those differences in the different farming systems of the lower Herbert through time. We'll also be looking at, as I've already kind of hinted at, we'll also be looking at things like the urban water quality footprint. So we do have a site that we'll be monitoring on the outskirts of the Ingham Township itself. So we'll be collecting water quality there before there's any sort of major influence from agriculture. And we'll also be able to look at what happens downstream of that site, any of the changes that do occur in association with the influence of, intensive sugarcane production. We'll also be looking at the background contributions of other major land use types like rainforests, which gives us a bit of an idea or insight into, I guess, what you could call natural or background or pristine water quality. And we've just got some brief footage there from one of some flood flows at one of our monitored rainforest sites there. And as you can see from the colour of the water there, it's a little bit turbid and things like that. You're definitely getting sediment getting exported from rainforest sites, but also at least some level of nutrients coming out of rainforest as well. But hopefully we'll be able to partition out or unpack some of those different contributions and impacts of different land use types on water quality if we monitor fairly strategically and comprehensively, sort of moving from the upper parts to the lower parts of the catchment. So I'll probably just leave it at this moment. At this point for the moment, and as usual, just encourage you, if you have got any questions or issues that you have pop up or if you think are of interest or relevance, just let myself or maybe some of the HCPSL staff know and have a bit of a chat to them, and hopefully we can work up some material that answers some of those questions.